Hey guys, Red Pen Mining here. Hope you're doing well, having a really great day this video. Alright, I'm gonna be opening up a new to me server that I bought from Custom Computing. He's from Canada, he's also another YouTuber, and I paid about 600 Canadian for it, or about 450 USD. So it's another server case, which, as you all know, I have been moving towards predominantly because of just enterprise grade hardware and just the, I guess, rentability of these types of servers rather than having them, you know, GPUs in singular rigs, which, as you all know, I really don't have any singular rigs anymore. Actually, I do have one 5090 that is being rented right now, and I have it on just a singular, you know, Minis Forum PC, 64 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 5090. Earlier, you just saw that I have a bunch of bigger boy GPUs here. These are all 4090s, but I'll talk about these later. I'm probably not going to be putting these in this new server, and I'll explain why later. And most of you know I'm on simplepod.ai. This is essentially a private platform. Not everyone can get on, but I got two servers, as you guys saw over there, a 3090 rig and a 3060 rig. So right now they are being rented. My 3090 rig is fully rented right now, and yeah, that's the 6x3090s, and then I have a 10x3060 rig, which is only 7 of them are currently rented right now, and it's been earning pretty good for me, about $25, almost to $30 a day if it's fully rented. And the great thing is, my 3090s, even though it's fully rented, whoever's renting it right now is only like utilizing 2 of the GPUs, so only 2 of them are at max power consumption right now, and my 3060 rig isn't barely being utilized at all. There's one being utilized, 33 watts. The temperature on it looks like it's only 39 degrees Celsius, so barely being used, and it's majority all rented. And funny thing, like when they rent my rigs or whoever rents them, it's been like that all the time. So my power consumption for my servers for AI is definitely a lot better than, let's say, crypto mining. So I'm definitely earning more versus the power that I'm currently using for my 2 AI servers here. Anyways, I got this another server in. You guys may be asking, Red Panda, what are the specs of this server? Well, it's nothing great, it's nothing insane, but I'll talk about which GPUs I'm gonna put in. But let's just take this out first and see if it survived shipping. Okay, there it is. It's another Octominer. I know it has the flex symbol here, but this is one of the Octominers. Okay, I do have the same Octominer right there. You guys may have seen that, you know, a couple months back. And yeah, so it's another one of these. Custom Computing, thank you for shipping it well packed and everything. You gave me the rails as well, which is really cool. I'm probably not going to be, you know, racking them because behind my server rack is essentially a concrete wall, so I don't want all the heat going into that wall. As you guys can see, all my server racks, servers are facing this way, so all the heat is coming this way. But anyways, looks like he also sent me a love note here as well. Let me read this here. Another Custom Computing Octo server for your AI. RPM, thanks for everything you do for everyone in the space. It is so greatly appreciated. You have no clue how many people's lives you have positively affected. Ah, thanks, man. Okay, you got server rules here. Do not remove the back fans. Save 100 watts on a 400 amp total system. I had to replace 2 of these fans out of pocket, so they stay on. Okay, please put all 3 Octominers on the Octominer shelf. It helps my OCD. Sounds good, helps me too. There is no NVMe, but make sure to use an NVMe, not an SSD like the new Octo server. 4 terabyte drives, those are slow. Okay, sounds good. I couldn't get all 10 PCIe slots working. Oh, okay. I marked the non-working ones with the blue marker. Okay then, you can put in 5 big boy 4090s, and I have labeled which slots to use, 1 to 5. Oh, dude, thank you. Enjoy the server. I know you will take good care of my 2 babies. I no longer have any GPUs on them and you should give them to a great home. Please trade me one of your 3090s for this server. P.S. If you use the Radeons, make sure to remove the shrouds and back plates. Custom computing, man. I love it. So guys, go subscribe to Mr. Custom Computing. All right, so he mentioned there that I could fit 4090s in here. So let me take off the top covers and you guys see them off right after today's sponsor. Are you looking for reliable, affordable ASIC hosting? Terra Hosting, white glove ASIC hosting is for you. Get straightforward pricing starting as low as 8.25 cents per kilowatt hour, and that price includes everything. Maintenance, security, RMA assistance, all built directly into the kilowatt hour rate. No hidden fees, no surprises. Enjoy 99% average uptime, no curtailment, and a rock solid 97% service level agreement, an industry first. Your hardware at Terra Hosting stays protected in a high security property, no public access, redundant internet, and security systems. Terra Hosting runs dedicated power infrastructure engineered for consistent performance and maximum efficiency. Plus, you get access to their custom management portal, real-time stats, billing, and multiple payment options, and full control of your ASIC miners in one dashboard. They are also developing an iOS and Android app to give you full control at your fingertips. And I have been hosting a bunch of script miners at Terra Hosting over the past year, and it's been just perfect. ASIC hosting done right, transparent, secure, and built for miners who demand the best. Visit terrahosting.io today and schedule a 30-minute call or inquire through a special form, links down below. Thank you to Terra Hosting for sponsoring today's video. All right, look at this inside the Octominer. All right, so there are two Xeon processors in this one. It's underneath, there's another one underneath. And this has, I think, 256 gigs of RAM. The whole server, these are 32 gig sticks, DDR4, 2133. So yeah, I think total there's 256 gigs of RAM in here, and wow, that's a lot of RAM. I know RAM is very expensive now. Looking at the slots now, okay, so these are all PCIe 3.0, all right, Gen 3. And here's the blue markers of the slots that don't work. Okay, so it looks like this one doesn't work, this one doesn't work. All right, so thank you, Custom Computing, for labeling that. That's really cool. Okay, so you labeled where I could put my 4090s, but I'm gonna explain that I don't wanna put 4090s into this server because of the Gen 3 PCIe 3.0. I don't wanna do that because I have plans for these GPUs for another server, as you all may know. I got this big beauty right here, the one chassis 7U server with the PCIe 5.0, okay, MCIO adapters already built in. I just need to get the motherboard, CPUs, and RAM. This already comes with the power supplies and whatnot, so that's all I need to get. Oh, I do need to get a 10 gig NIC for this as well. So I'm in the process right now. I said this a couple months back when I got this. I'm in the process, again, getting the parts for them, but obviously everyone knows RAM is really expensive right now. So I'm slowly trying to pick and choose the parts to get for this setup. So I'm using those 4090s, or I'm gonna be using those 4090s for this build here, okay? And I think I need to buy 2 more 4090s, so then I can have 8 4090s in this massive server. So I know it looks like it does have a motherboard in it, but that's not a motherboard. That's for the 4 hot swappable power supplies that are on the bottom there. Okay, so yeah, stay tuned in a while as I get the parts in for this insane build. So what GPUs am I gonna put in this thing? Well, I got actually 2 options and I need help from you guys. First option is gonna be, should I put in 8 3070s, because 2 slots apparently don't work according to Custom Computing, so I can only put 8 GPUs in there. And so these 8 I think would be perfect in terms of the, I guess, the slot size, as these are like 2 DIN slotted, right? They don't go further out. So I think these would fit perfect in that server, no problem. So let me know if you guys think the 3070s would be good or not. I know they're only 8 gigabyte cards, so I think for AI, they're probably not gonna be that great at all. But I think because my 3060s are rented, I think some people would still rent out these, I guess maybe on SimplePod, the 3070s. So you guys let me know. And then the second option I have is 8 CMP 170HXs. I think 8 or 10 gigabyte cards. I'm not sure which ones I have here. Hopefully 10 gigabyte. But yeah, so what would you guys think if I put 8 of these into that server. So I think the 178Xs, because they have HBM2E memory and like what 4096 bit bus, that these GPUs could bode well for some type of compute job. I believe not everything is going to be great on these GPUs for certain types of workloads. I think better than the 3070s, of course. But what do you guys think? Should I put 8 of these in that Octo server, or should I put 8 3070s? Okay, so you guys let me know in the comments down below. All right, let me know right now so I can see the results and make the video in the next couple days. Okay, so something in me definitely wants to try 170HXs in this server, as yeah, that would, oh man, that would fit just perfect. I mean, the 3070s would fit perfect as well because they're 2 slotted, but I think the 170HXs would fit perfect. One thing I'm not sure about regarding these 170HXs is if SimplePod, you know, actually supports this GPU or not, and the NVIDIA drivers as well. There might be some compatibility issues, I don't know, but I have heard that people do utilize these GPUs for some type of compute workload, so this could be a very good option. I'm actually curious how much I could rent the 170HXs for on SimplePod, because right now I'm renting my 3060s at about 6 cents each, right? And my 3090s I'm renting at about 14 cents each per hour. So the 170s, I don't know, maybe 10 cents an hour. And thankfully I do have the veteran miner cables that go 8-pin to EPS on the back of the 170HX, so that's gonna be a really short run, so I'm gonna definitely have some extra cable length if I put 8 178HXs in here. You guys let me know, 3070s or 178HXs, okay? So yeah, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. Maybe I'm missing something, compatibility issues, I don't know, 3070s. You guys saw, my 3060s are rented, so maybe 3070s could be, you know, could be rented as well, I don't know. But yeah, Gen 3 PCIe slots is one of the biggest determining factors regarding the bandwidth, right? I don't want to put 4090s because that would be a waste, to be honest. At least I need to have Gen 4 or Gen 5, PCIe 5.0 at least, right? For those cards, or that's more so for 5090s. So again, let me know what you guys think. 3070s or 170HXs. Okay, so I'm gonna take this out as I want to turn this server on and make sure it, you know, it can boot, you know, at least boot. As, you know, shipping, there could be some damage of some sort, and I'm not saying custom computing, you know, he packed it wrong or anything. No, he packed it perfectly. There was a lot of padding and everything. So it's gonna be ultimately, I don't know, in shipping something could have came loose, so I'm just gonna make sure everything's all plugged in and seated properly before I turn it on. And yeah, I just want to see if it gets into the BIOS, so let's do that right now. Alrighty, I got the monitor hooked up, I got a mouse and keyboard hooked up, I put in the 2 C19 cables there plugged in. I didn't have long enough cables, so I definitely had to daisy chain some C13 to C14 going to my PDU, so that's okay, just temporary. Alright, so now let's turn her on. Power button's right here. And we're on. We got lights on the power supply. This thing is screaming. I feel airflow. Yeah, the back fans are working as well. I did put I only had a 1 terabyte NVMe, so that's all I could use for now. Alright, let's see if anything comes up on the screen. And I totally forgot to plug in the power for the monitor. Okay, no VGA signal. Alright, let's turn it off. Let's see here. Okay, it's off now. Alright, I'm gonna try again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Now will anything show up? Come on. Please work. Real time. So I guess servers do take a little bit to come up. We're gonna see how long it takes. I'm not gonna edit this out. Something's flashing there. I don't know what that means. Nope. I don't think we got any signal. VGA is in. I have the VGA all the way in on the back. Monitor is on. VGA is plugged in all the way. Oh, I turned it off. Now it's back on. Searching for signal. No VGA from your device. Ooh. All right. Well, let me try some stuff. Okay, I took out the, I guess, what is this? The daughter board or expander PCIe expansion board off from the main motherboard, and I also did reseat the memory. Okay, the RAM on each. It did feel kind of loose, so yeah, it felt better to reseat these ones. I wasn't able to because of this before. All right, so now let me try. Let's turn her on and just see if it boots without the expansion board. Okay, I made sure all the cables plugged in, everything. Like, something should come up on the screen. Like, should. And it should be pretty fast as well. Real time. No? No? Nothing? Oh. That could be a bad sign. Maybe the CPUs, you know, in shipping, they could have been loose as well. Maybe I gotta take out the CPUs. That would suck. That would really, so we got a green light here, but this one's flashing. So does that mean maybe this CPU is good, but then that CPU is not good? I don't know. Nothing's coming up on the screen. I kind of have, I'm kind of remembering that I had an issue with the other Octominer as well. It wasn't booting or wasn't showing anything. So, all right, I guess I gotta troubleshoot some more. All right, be right back. Okay, I just reset the CMOS battery. So apparently that flashing light means there's a CMOS corruption or something. And so I wonder if anything's gonna show up now. So I just plugged in the power and it just turned on. So does that mean something's gonna work? Also, the flashing light could mean a RAM. Something could be, I don't know, dead RAM or something like that. And no, it looks like it's flashing again. That's a bad sign. It could be a power issue. It could be it could be anything. So, okay, more troubleshooting. All right, I tried different RAM configurations, took them out, reset the BIOS again, nothing works, nothing comes up. Okay, last thing I'm gonna try is take out the CPUs and, I don't know, reseat them. Let's see if there's any bent pins. Maybe that could have done that during shipping, who knows? So, all right, give me a sec. Oh, holy crap. Okay, so I got the CPUs out. Man, the CPU was just caked with thermal paste. It was super dry, but okay, so I've taken out the CPUs, and these are Intel Xeon E5-2699V3s. All right, so pretty decent processors back in the day, not so much now, but I mean, it's still okay. But I noticed, okay, you may notice on the I guess the CPUs themselves, underneath the CPUs themselves, there's some, like, I don't know if that's damage or what, but it looks like they've been pushed in quite hard. There's some I tried to wipe it off, but it's not thermal paste, and I don't know, the pins look just fine to me on both sides. The pins look just fine. So I don't know if the CPUs were the issue here. So what I'm gonna try, I'm just gonna try reseating them. I do have extra Intel Xeon processors, the same family, so if these don't work, I do have two more other ones I could try on this board. So let me try. I'm not even gonna put the heat sinks on. I just wanna see if it actually boots. So, all right, let me put the CPUs in, seat them. I'm gonna try with all the RAM and, I don't know, see if it boots. Okay, let's just see if reseating works. Be right back. Okay, I got the RAM and the CPUs back in. Okay, let's plug the power back in. And I'm just gonna do one. I only need to do one power cable. I need two hands for this. Okay, all right, let's turn it on. Let's see, real quick, without the CPU heat sinks. Come on. If it starts flashing, that's a bad sign. RAM's in, CPU's in. Nope, I don't think it works. No, I think something's dead. Yeah, something's dead for sure. And nothing's coming up on the screen. If that starts flashing, that'll be a bad sign. Yeah, and it's flashing. Okay, turning it off. Oh, man. Okay. Alright, it's off. Let me try. Alright, let me try the extra Xeon processors that I have. Maybe that's it. Be right back. Okay. I totally forgot that these came with motherboards. I got these from Nerd Gears like a couple years back and I never used them. But man, these are brand spanking new X99 F8D Plus. Even has RAM on them. Oh my goodness, this RAM is worth a lot. But I found, okay, so in the boxes I found Intel Xeon E5-2640 V3s. Okay, so not the same processors, but they don't have any marks or anything on them. So let me go ahead and swap them out on the Octo server. I wonder if it's the motherboard. I wonder if I can swap this motherboard into that Octo server. I do see the powers on this side. I wonder if that's possible. Could I, if it's the motherboard, could I just swap this whole thing out and put that one in here? I wonder if that would work. Okay, one thing at a time, Let me swap these CPUs. Okay, swapped out the two 2699s for the 2640s. So we're kind of, I think we're downgrading, but it's okay. All right, plugging in the power. Oh, wrong way. Okay, there we go. All right. Please, something come up on the screen. No. I wonder if it's my NVMe. I wonder if it's my drive that's not working. That's why nothing's coming up. That would be really weird. Let me try that next. Yeah, it's not working. Yeah, I think power issue, something. Is it gonna flash? Yeah, it's flashing. All right, I'm turning it off. And it's off. Okay, so I'm gonna, okay, I don't know what it is. All right, I'm gonna take out the NVMe. Okay, without the NVMe and nothing. It's not turning on. Not booting. All right, I tried the CMOS. I did different RAM configurations, different CPUs. What else could it be? Honestly, what else could this be? Oh no. Oh man, yeah, there you go. It's flashing again. Okay. All right. Well, let me try something else. I don't know what I'm gonna try now. All right, I'm defeated. I tried a few things. I reseated the power supplies. I even tried, I don't know, I put the USB mouse and keyboard onto the back of the I/O and nothing comes up. Even tried it without the mouse and keyboard. Different power, different cables. I don't know, I put the, I guess the back plane back on as well just to see if it like jolted it or something. Yeah, actually, you know what? I didn't try without the USB mouse and keyboard. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it might work now. Let's just see. I just have VGA. There's only one VGA port. There's no HDMI. So let's try this. Okay. And I talked to Custom Computing. He said it should show up right away. And I do recall the other Octo server, if you had a VGA plugged in, something would come up right away if it was working. And yeah, nothing's coming up right away. So I think there's something definitely wrong with the motherboard of some sort. I don't know. Yeah, I'm defeated. I don't know what else to try other than maybe I can swap out the other motherboard with this Octo server. Yeah, you see it now, it's flashing. So something's definitely wrong. Power issue. It's like LED M1 error on the motherboard X99. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll just swap out with one of these. This guy looks like it's the same like eATX, but the ATX power 24 pins on this side, the Octominer is on that side. So I see 8 pin here, 8 pin for power, 8 pin over here. So that's the same on the Octominer. The Octominer has 2 8 pins for CPU and 1 for the 24 pins. So maybe I just have to adjust where they are. You know what? Maybe I might try this later, you know, in another video. Actually, I might do that offline because that's going to be a lot of work. I'm gonna have to take out everything and just see if it's going to fit in here. And I don't even know if it's compatible with, like, there's some funky 24 pin. Look at that. There's some adapter. Looks like it's a PCIe adapter, actually. PCIe 8 pin going into 24 pin for power on this motherboard, and then there's the 2 8 pins right here. Alright, so I'm gonna figure that out. That'll be for another video. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts. I guess I'm not adding any GPUs in this thing yet. It's gonna be a battle trying to get this thing working, so we'll see. Alright my friends, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out. Peace out.